Good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? It's morning here in Northeast Texas, and it is raining cats and dogs outside. And don't ask me where that saying come from. I don't know. I've heard it ever since I was a kid. How can it rain cats and dogs? I don't know. But that's what my mom used to say. It's raining cats and dogs outside. But anyway, what you see here is a pile of embroidery floss, obviously, all different colors. I got these colors together because this is what I'm going to be using tying my strips and strings quilt. I finished, as you know, piecing the top, and now I have got the second layer of batting finished, and I have just put on the backing fabric and am starting to tack and tie this quilt. So let me put these aside here. Don't want to lose my little collection. And show you the backing fabric here is a cotton fabric. It's fabric that I had bought some time back to make my husband a shirt out of. And so I had quite a bit of yardage of this. By the way, I never did get the shirt made, but it's a beautiful blue, nice weight fabric. And so I thought this is going to be a nice backing for this quilt. It's substantial, but it sews well. As you can see, some of my tacking stitches first started out with a blue and then a gold and then a red. Now, my stitches are approximately 2.5 inches, not dead on. Again, nothing's perfect on this. And as you can see, nothing's perfect because these stitches are going every which directions and size. That's okay. The point is we have to get this backing stitched to the front. And the easiest way to do that when you're my age and you're working in your lap or on your desk, you can't stand up at a quilting frame or at a table or anything like that for hours. You do what you can, how you can. And so this is the way it's going. So I've got half the width of the quilt. Here's the other part over here. I laid this all out very flat, got it all out. No, I did not iron the fabric. I don't iron fabric. If I iron fabric, there's something wrong with me. Please call a doctor. No, I don't iron fabric. I put it all out, straightened it out as best I could, and then I pinned it a row and pinned it a second row, just to give me about 3 lines that I can follow while it's all pinned. Then I will lay it all out again, nice and straight, straighten it out again, and then pin about the same width again and work my way down the quilt like that. Each time I do about 3 rows of stitching, I'll lay it out again, straighten everything out, make sure everything's going well, not getting a bunch of puckers or folds or anything like that. Puckers are kind of inevitable, but you definitely don't want folds and things like that. But so far, it's working out good. So I've done 3 rows on this side of the quilt, and I will be coming on down now to finish the top layer. But let me show you now what the tacking looks like. You can't hardly see the ties on the front because they just work in with all this busy, scrappy look. But here's the red row right here. Here's the gold row. And here's the blue row up here. Let me pull it up a little for you. Can you see that? Red thread, gold thread, blue thread. Okay. Now, what I did do when I got through tacking this first corner, you might say, first half over, did go ahead and I did trim off the excess up here. When I get this finished all the way across, I will trim off the whole excess at the top. All right. And as I work my way down the quilt, I will trim off the excess on the sides so that I'm not having to deal with a bunch of extra fabric. Now you do notice that I do have extra fabric on the sides, top and bottom. This allows me each time that I turn this quilt over and lay it out flat, that if it has skewed a little bit at all, I have fabric to straighten out and get back in line, okay? I'm not going very deep each time that I do that, so pretty much I shouldn't have to worry about that. But just in case you want a little extra fabric to play with on the sides, all sides of the quilt, and that's how I do it anyway. Okay, let me tell you, this feels wonderful. This is a very substantial quilt with these 2 layers of batting now. Feels, oh, just feels good. And the tacking, like I said, is about 2.5 wide between rows. And it's, well, I don't know, maybe 1.75 inches between tie, 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches between ties. Probably closer to around 1.5 inches between ties. Okay? That's going to be close enough to make sure that this quilt is very well secured. And these stitches, then the pressure on these stitches will definitely lessen because the tacking and the tying here will be holding this quilt together, and there won't be any pulling on these stitches, okay? I know some of you kind of worry about that, hand stitching a quilt, especially as many little pieces as we've got here. But with the zillions of stitches we've got, plus this tacking, we're going to be okay. All right, don't worry about that. These pins here are on the last row. Here, I will not go any further until I finish it across the top, and then I go back, lay it out, straighten everything, and repin so that I can start again. All right. I'm loving it. All the colors of threads that I chose, all colors will just blend with the top of this quilt, and it'll just be beautiful. I'm leaving the little about, oh, somebody asked me how long do I cut these things. Let's see. That's about between 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch I'm leaving. I don't cut it down to like 1/4 inch on something like this. I want it to show. I want it to be seen. I want the tacking to show that it gives it that vintage old-fashioned look that all the scrappiness does. And so, but you choose how long you want your little ties here. What I'm tying with is a full strand of 6, the 6 strands of embroidery floss, just like it comes off of the little card. I'm using all 6 strands. I'm using a large needle to work that with. Where's my needle? Here it is. I'm using a large needle with large eye because by the time you poke through the top 2 layers of batting and the back fabric, you need something that'll stabs pretty good. And so that is my needle that I'm using. That's all I can really help you with on that. I will be working on this, tying this quilt more and more, and as I get maybe halfway through or more, I'll show you another video, show you what it's looking like, see if I'm having any trouble or problems with it. I have tied quilts like this in the past, and I have never had a problem, but you know, don't ever say never because it can happen. So anyway, but so far so good. Everything's looking good. Once we do all this all this tacking and tying, then it'll be time to bind the quilt. And you know, we are smoking on this quilt. We're coming right along. We started it just last part of December, and here it is the last part of January. That's when basically a little over a month ago, and we're already into the tacking part. So I hope you're doing okay with yours, and don't forget there is an entire playlist for this quilt. If you want to make something like this is a lap size quilt. You don't just jump in. This would also be a beautiful wall hanging if you wanted to make it a little smaller, but still large enough to be substantial. Okay, till next time, I hope you guys are staying scrap happy.